Uh-huh. Welcome back to Living Between Paychecks Kitchen. I'm Oz. That's Jack.
Hello.
And we're here to do one that's special because everybody's got one, at least had one. It's Mother's Day. I was going to show you a couple of little things that we've done. We're going to do some chocolate-covered fruits and some cake. Straight out of the box. It'll be really cool. Let's get into it.
The ingredients is really easy. Get one of these box cakes. They're really easy. There's directions on the back. We're just going to walk you through it. Really easy. You're going to need a couple of eggs, some oil, water, everything that's on the back, and then you're going to need some icing. They never tell you. I got little things to sprinkle on in case you want sprinkles. That's pecans. Now we're going to chocolate coat some fruit. So we got the white almond bark you're going to need and some fruit. So you start off, you get your cup of water, and then there's like a cup of oil that we got to go in here. We got a big mixing bowl. You can use a regular size bowl for that, but this end has to hold 2 cups. That's all it's got to hold. So it's not that big a bowl. I don't know why we use such a big one. It's just because I was stirring so much. I usually make a mess when I do that. So, it splatters a lot. So you got 3 eggs that you throw in there. Now, Jack said I was doing this wrong. I should have put this dry stuff in first.
Yeah, you do it backwards for me. I put the powder in first, and then I add everything to it.
Powder stuck in. All right.
That's kind of why.
Well, when you do that, you get powder stuck to the bottom. If you do it this way, you just got look at on the bottom. You get the little balls and chunks of powder that explode in your eye like a desert drink. Thanks, Mitch. Okay, so you use a fork, and then you're going to stir this for 2 minutes, unless you got one of them electric things. I can't afford electric things. So go gadget beater. So once it gets down to where it's not lumpy, remember to keep straight from the sides and stuff. We're doing it for 2 minutes. And it's getting to this thick consistency. You kind of see a bubble every now and then. This kind of stuff, but you don't want any lumps in it. So you can still give it a stir. You don't have to just stop at 2 minutes. You can go a little further if you want, but it helps work this muscle right here. I'm not going to tell you what it's good for. Stabbing people over and over. Right in front of them. Shanking people muscle. That's what I call it. Now we got a 13 by 9 or 9 by 13 pan. It'll tell you on the box. We got different stuff. We hit it with pan. You can take it with butter and just run the butter around it once. Which you're supposed to lightly grease it. It keeps it from sticking. Makes where it comes up really easy. And take it, just pour it in there. Just nice and slow. Don't want to splatter that stuff. Now it'll take forever if you use a fork or a spoon. Now if you get one of these plastic spoony things, I thought it was a deviant sex toy thing that just happened to make its way into the kitchen. I've never had a thing to use it, but it works really good on liquids. It gets it in there. See how fast it is? So you put it in for 350. Now we're going to start right over here. I do pineapple. We haven't done pineapple before. I want to see if it works, but my mother likes pineapple. I do too, so we're going to give it a shot. So, different ways to cut it. One of the best ways is just start slicing it off instead of having to cut the rings individually after you cut it the other way. Just keep spinning and slice down all the sides here. Once you got all that, it's got a little bit of meat there, but not enough. Like you can chew on it.
Skin.
And you get a little bit, but it's mostly just that high. It's right there. No, you just cut. I guess it's the butt end of the pineapple. It's not much meat on that either. And then just take your knife and do thin or thick cuts. The thick stuff is pretty cool because it takes up more chocolate that way if you're trying to cover it that way. And then you slice it all down. Now this top part, you leave this last like half an inch on there. You take it outside, bury it, and eventually you'll have another pineapple.
I may have put it in the ground off camera.
So we'll see how that works in 2 years. So stack these up because it's easier, and then I just quarter the whole thing. So you just take it, stand up, run the blade down it twice, and you got all the chunks you need.
I've never done it like this. This is new to me.
Well, especially when I'm dieting and stuff, I'll just take a pineapple, and that'll be my one meal. So you get those, set them aside. Now your strawberries. Now you got to rinse these things, right? Some big ones are really nice. You don't have to worry about it if you get the mutant ones, right? Get them all rinsed. Get your paper towel, pat them down. Now you can see off to the side here, I got this wax paper that's in a baking sheet. Don't have to have that. See, this is it. You put the wax sheet on there. It helps with cleanup, and it makes it where it's a lot easier to get done. And then once you get all these patted dry, like I said, try to keep as much liquid as you can off of. That's why I'm worried about the pineapple.
Pineapple's really juicy.
It is really wet, yeah. But, to get the chocolate to fit, the drier the better. So be sure to dry it. Be sure to get up underneath the greens. Now, this is what I was talking about. Don't worry about if it's all mutant and stuff. You're going to be covering it with chocolate. You won't be able to tell.
Your guest won't know.
Yeah, condoms make everything look the same. So you get in here, and like you can see this pineapple, as I took and I put toothpicks in it, make it easier to chug in there because they're like really thick in some of them. Now this stuff, there's a couple different ways to do it. Now we're getting a big bowl. You want a microwave safe bowl and a fork. Don't microwave the fork. Don't do it. But this almond bark, once you finally get into the package,
You have to go fight with all your packages, don't you?
most of them, they're child-proof. What can I say? So you get in here, and you have this. I used to get these, and they're shaped like Hershey bars, and you just break off what you need. Never had one that's done like this. So how you do this is you put it in for 30 seconds in the microwave, stir it, put it back in for another 30 seconds, stir it, 30 seconds, stir it. And usually about the third or fourth time, it's melting enough. So this is after the third time, 30-second intervals, right? And you can tell it's nice and liquid. There's no big chunks of the actual bark things in it. It's always beneficial to lick this spoon. And then just take it, dunk it right in. So I guess these are, chocolate dipped instead of chocolate covered.
Yeah.
This would be the best way to do it. And just gotta drip off the excess, put it right there on the wax paper, and it'll, at like room temperature, it'll harden. And then you take it and put it in the refrigerator, and it'll super solid, and it's all ready to get up there. And I said, just take it, try to keep it dripping on there. Now this will do most of these. Now you got to get this one. This is what my friend Megan would call the double wide Lamarck strawberry. Now I don't know what that means. I think it's some kind of sexist thing, but she's weird that way. And they put it on there. And then here's that one I was telling you about, that weird one, big wonky one. So you cover it with chocolate, you can't tell that it's okay. It's still fucking weird looking, but it's still going to taste better. Yeah, it's good. It's chocolate dipped strawberry. No, I tried the pineapple and it sticks really well. I was worried it was just going to completely slough off. But when the thick ones, there was so much on the sides that it slid down a lot. You can kind of see the pools down there. But once these are done, put them in the fridge, let them sit, and you're ready to go. Now keep them refrigerated. Don't be putting these in your car, leaving them all day. That'll melt.
Yep.
So you get this is a toothpick test. When you get your cake out afterwards, you put the toothpick in there, and there's stuff stuck to it. It needs to go back in.
This is what, 30 minutes later? Just about.
This was right about 20 minutes. I had the timer set for
That's a big
30. Pulled it out. Yeah. So now I went and double dipped some of these, and then I took and you can put sprinkles, and I put some extra pecans I had set around, just decorative stuff if you're into that. Now, pull this out. This is after 35 minutes total.
Okay.
I used the toothpick again, and it came out clean. So you but you need to cool it off. Like you need to let it set before you can put this icing on it. Get this icing, it'll melt. So just put it in the fridge for like an hour, you're good. Now, icing don't dump. Now you get this little knife. Everybody told me it was going to be super safe, that I couldn't hurt myself with it. So I tried it. That kind of thing. And you just take the icing and just put it, bam.
Just glob it on there, I'm guessing?
Well, you put it on there, but you got to make it smooth and be all cool about it, right? Like, it's kind of like me on Tinder. Like, you can just be glorping on there, nothing's going to happen, but you go back and be all finesse, and it's smooth, and people are interested.
It's almost as if someone else did it.
Yeah, a lady came in and got all mad because it wasn't perfectly smooth. Tried to smooth it all out.
Poor shit.
And then this is just pecans. There's much because it was butter pecan cake, right? I really wanted to see how that worked out.
It was real heavy on the pecan flavor, right?
So we got to make sure there's nobody that has a nut allergy before you do this, by the way, in your household. Get you some pecans. Try to fill in all the gaps. Try to make it look pretty. It's like me, close enough. It ain't perfect, but it'll go. So that's all set. So that was 3 things that you can make for Mother's Day, or just any day, really. But it really works out for Mother's Day if your parent or your mother's into that kind of thing. And I think it was grand total for all of this was like $7. It's like the fruit was the most expensive stuff. The cake mix and stuff, everything was like $4 total. And man, we still got cake left over for days.
And there you have it. A couple of perfect things for Mother's Day that turned out a lot better than we expected. But if you're into that kind of stuff, we're going to try to start doing this for all the different holidays. So we'll catch you back here on Tuesdays and Fridays on YouTube, or over on, Instagram at Living Between, and on Facebook at Living Between Paycheck's Kitchen there. And Patreon as well. We have one over there under Living Between Paychecks. Be sure to check it out and give us a hand if we like it. Shout out to all our patrons that are out there. We very much appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.